Let's take a live look in on the trades. We got these trades that are expiring Friday, September 22nd, and today is Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 on the Mayan calendar. It is 12:33 p.m. Here in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. We are downtown the Chinatown today. I mean, that's not a big number, down 0.19%, but it is $3,278, Bar. That's a lot. It is, but let's take a look because some of these trades look worse than they actually are. We've got the 170 Apple put on the board, doing pretty good, 81% profit on that. The ABV covered calls, though, those 7 contracts, currently showing that we're down $756 bills or 183%. I'm not overly concerned because we will roll that at the end of the week if we have to do so. Because right now, is it trading at 154? No, not even that. 153.40. So, AbbVie likes to go up and down. We'll keep an eye on it. I do want it to go up. I'd love to I'll trade up to 155 and not even collect a premium. But right now, we got to let some of that theta decay from the current contract. But we'll take a look at it, especially tomorrow. We'll all be holding our breath to see what the Fed does. I think we know what the Fed's going to do, but that doesn't mean we know how the market will respond, do we? Really? Sorry, I was looking at just looking at the big board. I've been looking at Marvell Technology today, and I was looking at it. I'm like, I really should buy some right now, at least 100 shares. It was like 53.85. Currently at 54.13. Doesn't mean I'm not interested in selling a put at some point. And I do have, we'll get to what's on the board, or I should say what's pending. Let's continue with what's on the board. AMD, 3 contracts at $96. Those are looking pretty good right now. This right here and right now, ANET. And this is a networking technology company, apparently on the edge of AI. I don't know if you've ever heard that term. But right now, it looks like this trade's bad at down $90, but it's actually good for what I was trying to accomplish. And I'll give you the backstory. I was over here on the Seeking Alpha, seekingalpha.com. I was looking at Cisco. I was like, Cisco, what do you think, Cisco? One of the things I like to do on Seeking Alpha is go down to the rank in industry, click on it, and just see what kind of names come up. Do I recognize any of them? Do any of the grades look interesting? And then I started looking through these at the top. And this ANET, Arista Networks, not to be confused with Arista Records, I started to click through it, read some of the articles, read some of the commentary, look at what the analysts had to say. And I was like, it was downtown the Chinatown. And this morning, I bought it 100 shares. Let's go here. Let's go here and just see. Because as my friend TJ the Wheel Deal says, transparency is part of the fun of his and I's. His and I's will make a pact, you and I. Transparency is one of the fun parts of this, in my honest and accurate opinion, because there's nothing I have to hide. I'm a newbie. I'm still learning. I will celebrate my 1-year trading anniversary on November 21st of this year. But if you look, this morning I bought 100 shares at 182.50, and then I should have waited, but I immediately sold 182.50 calls expiring Friday. I should have waited because look what it's done since then. It's up $1.75 per share, but that's no big deal because it plays into our hands in a couple of regards. Go back to the big board. So I did collect $255 for that short trade. Bought them for 182.50, sold the call at 182.50, stuffed $255 into my Holly Hobby Velcro wallet, and I could still roll that at the end of the week, likely for some more dollar bills, but we'll see when that time comes. So that's how I found it, looking at Cisco and then going to the big board to see how they were ranked. And then, read through a number of different articles to determine that, that looks like a very good company. And it may still be a little overvalued, but according to what I just paid and what it's currently trading at, I got a decent deal. Bank of America calls, they're about 55% into the profit. CF Industries, 72% profit. CRISPR, $52 calls at 90% profit, but CRISPR, $47 puts, they're showing down 33%, and that's because there's a little pressure on the 47 puts, even though CRISPR is up today 0.38%, currently trading at 47.82, because it has high volatility. CRISPR 47 puts still under pressure. And we've got Canadian Solar. Let's refresh so we can see the rest of the trades there. And I'll go through these quickly now because we did go through the majority of them yesterday. But then I wanted to show you the trades we made yesterday and then what I've done so far today. Come on there, Robin Hood. You could do it. Let's see. Yeah, Canadian Solar calls are good. Canadian Solar puts are good. Double Dog Dare You, this thing's underwater, so we'll be looking to roll that out and down. Devon Energy still shocking the monkey right there because Devon is currently at just around $49, so still below what I thought it would be on this day because oil, of course, keeps creeping up. In phase 115 puts looking good, 83% profit. Coca-Cola, $60 calls good. Netflix, we're still going to be keeping an eye on that, but we'll wait till the end of the week unless something else presents ourselves on the Netflix $400 put, because at this moment we would need to roll out and down unless we wanted to take possession and then start selling calls. So we'll look at those numbers when the time comes. On semiconductor, $95 calls, a little bit under pressure. The $91 puts at 53% profit. 182.50 calls on Pepsi, doing good at 90%. Pfizer, $36 calls, good. And then Pinterest, these are the puts. So the Pinterest were very much under pressure yesterday, and now they're at 81% profit. So we'll take a closer look at those, possibly closing them early, because sometimes that early bird, gets the worm. So I'd love to see it at $100 before I did so. So we'll keep an eye on that. Quiet Riot, looking, decent, but it is very volatile, but it's at 44% profit. $95 puts on Starbucks. I haven't checked in on this one yet today. So right now in the money at $94.69. We'll keep an eye on Starbucks. I'm not overly concerned with it. I know China is not boding well for any companies that have to do with our companies like the Starbucks. Just looking at the big board again. 1 second here. Where are we at on S&P? Down 20 points. NASDAQ down 58. It was down about a 128 earlier when I was trying to pick up 500 shares of Palantir. I had a limit order in. It's still in, actually. 500 shares of Palantir at $15. It was down. Listen to this. It was down to 1501. I was just watching it like, oh, man. I'm about to get that. And then it has shot back up now currently at 1520. No, 1518. So, on occasion I'll try to remain patient, but I'm not very good at that. Typically, when it comes to trading, everything else in life, I am. So maybe I'll learn at some point to be more patient on the trading. It's probably why I like the short-term trades better, because I feel like I can control and manipulate them with rolls and buy into close better. Pfizer good, Pins good, Riot good, Starbucks bad, Square real bad. That's like in the 49s now. We got $52 puts on the board on Block, and it's trading at $49.98. So we'll keep an eye on that. We might even pick up another 100 shares. What do you say? But I think their CEO is stepping down, right? So I'll look into the news. What do they say? Trade the news, buy the news. I don't know. Buy the rumor, trade the news. How's that? That's probably it. Let's see. $50 puts. Still, those are under pressure, but I'm not concerned about those. More concerned about those $52 puts. T-Bag is up today, or it's down on my trade. It's above 15. It's been above 15 for the last few days. Currently at 15.17. Not overly concerned with that as well. I'd like to see it finally start to go back up. So we'll roll those out. Target calls at 90%. Unity still underwater, but it is up today, currently at 34.20. United Health calls good. UPS puts, where are they at? Is that still under 160, right? Ooh, putting the pressure on. Under pressure, currently at 157.62, and we're at 157.50. So UPS trying to make our butt stink there on that trade. We're so far so good on the VIX futures, 3 times levered. No, that's just VIX futured, right? That's not levered. Is it levered? Know what you're trading. You got to know what you're trading. Know what you're collecting. Is it 3 times levered? 1.5 times. There we go. 1.5 times levered on the VIX short-term futures. So it's good. Volatility through tomorrow should be good. So I may consider closing that today, just in case, the market breathes a sigh of relief tomorrow. Then the VIX is going to go down. But if it gets rattled, then of course VIX is going up. Verizon $35 call is good. Win puts are under pressure. Not concerned. We just sold this, so Amazon put at 133 for next week. CRISPR puts for next week, those are fine at 45. And then ENVX. ENVX is a new one. We'll talk about that in a second. Merck calls doing just fine. Pinterest, I just put this one on the board as well. We'll get to that. SoFi, so good. Teladoc, where are we at? Teladoc, I was looking at that earlier because I was going to buy some. It's at 20.77, so that $20 put, it's, even though it's under pressure, it's still doing just fine. 255 calls on Tesla. We'll see what we have to do there. And then 132 calls on Valero. Valero down today, but well over 132. So let's now go to the trades. That's the contracts expiring this week. I know what you're thinking. You crazy, Bart. All them different positions. It's true. But Robinhood makes it super simple for me to keep an eye on them. Keep an eye, and then they make it very, very simple to roll, buy to close, manipulate, all the good stuff. Go to the trades. Let's start with yesterday. So this was yesterday. We had several. So we started with several calls. Merck and Company, 111 calls. British American Tobacco. We also have SoundHound. It was up yesterday, so I went ahead and sold the 250 calls. On that, we've got the Colgate $75 calls. Then we bought 100 shares of Square. That's not looking very good right now, is it? But we bought 100 shares for $51.28. Bought 100 shares of Teladoc for $20.79. Of course, it went down as well after that. Currently trading at $20.77, so we're 2 cents underwater there. Sold the 3 contracts of Square puts for $117. Teladoc, 4 contracts at $20 for $104. CRISPR, $45 for next week. 2 of those for $74 for a total of $645 in our pocket. And then today, what we did the Arista Networks. We bought 100 shares at $182.50, immediately sold calls at $182.50 for $255 premium in our pocket. ENVX, we did buy 500 shares at $13.19. And then those Pinterest shares we bought last week, where are they at? We bought 100 shares of Pinterest for $25.57. Pinterest up today. So we went ahead and put the calls on the board at $26.50, collected $86 for doing so, sold 1 contract on Amazon put for $133, expiring next Friday for $110. And then we went with the ENVX $13.50. We paid $13.19. We have the $13.50 calls for next week, expiring at $29 and collected $225. So currently we at $675 in premium today. And I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot more today because I've got a number of things on the board, as you've seen. And we've got the Fed tomorrow. I'm not really concerned. I don't think the Fed they're going to raise rates. If they do, then it's going to be the sky is falling. So I would imagine they will not. However, what they have to say will likely be how the market reacts. So we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks for tuning in. Do me an enormous favor right here and right now. Just take 1 second, click, 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 clack. Click the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell, like the video, leave me a lovable comment, watch all of the videos, and I'll see you in the next video.